Thank you for joining me. I thought I'd share with you today my unboxing of this Evolution 355mm metal chop saw. That is a chop saw for cutting metal. It's not only for cutting metal. If you buy other blades, you can cut different types of material. In fact, here's one I bought to go with this. It comes with a metal blade, but I've also bought this, which is a universal blade. And apparently this cuts plastic, which is a godsend, quite frankly, because if you try and cut plastic with other saws, you'll find you get bits of plastic flying off all over the place. So hopefully this will do the job as far as that's concerned. But you can cut plastic piping, metal tubing as well. You can cut metal with this. I don't think this blade is as effective as the metal blade, but you know, you can use it. Also cut wood with it, and so fingers crossed that'll work for that. So I've got a spare blade. Let's put that to one side and get back to this thing here. So let's have a look at it. Let's get my knife out and open it up and see what we've got inside. There we go. Oh, my blade's coming out. It's a dangerous knife, this. I must do a review on it. I don't know if you see it. It's quite a poor design, that knife. Push that in, and it's murder getting the knives out of the little hold, but let's put that away. It's not a favourite knife at all. Okay, what have we got inside? Well, we've got the standard warranty card and instruction manual. There it is, you can fill out, and instruction manual. So if all else fails, consult the instruction manual. We've got one of these. Now this is a chip collector, I understand. It's got a little latch there which fits inside the machine. We'll put that to one side. And this looks to me like an attachment to hold metal stock, metal round stock, so you can clamp it up, hold it tightly in place while you cut it. So let's put that to one side. Take that away, put that over here. Right, it's a heavy machine. Oh, you can feel it. Actually, on the side of the box it says it's 27 kilograms, which is quite a hefty machine, to say the least. Okay, put that out of the way. Put this back on there. Good. Certainly looks well built from here. There we go. Okay, as you can see, it's a 240 volt. I normally buy 110 volt tools here in the UK because that's what's required on sites. But on this occasion, I've got a 240 because I shall probably put this as a static machine in my shed garage when I come to use it ultimately at home. Let's take this out, put it over there. Now to unlock this, I suspect, there it is, that's the transport pin or the locking pin. There we go. So yep, just by moving up and down we lock that in, and it locks that in place, and you can lift that lump up quite easily. So unlock it. Oh, more packing, blade protection. Okay, that's good. So what have we got here? Move that out of the way. There's quite a, there it is. Oh, there's your fence, and this is your clamping piece, and that moves up and down, and we've got this thread lock which get it to desired position, put it up, push up to material, and then just use this as the final clamping to tighten it up on your material or to back it off to undo it. So that goes in and out. It's quite robust, but actually it's very robust. It's all cast iron, unlike the cheaper versions which are pressed metal, I understand. We've got a nice fence here, again cast iron, with set detents, it looks to me. Yeah, so you can cut 15, 30 and 45 degree angles, but you have to move, depending on the size of your stock, you may find that in order to get a cut all the way through, you have to move this fence down. So you'd have to undo this, and there's a Allen key bolt there, and you shift that down and then tighten up again, and you can cut all the way through on your stock. And there's a little leaflet here which explains what you have to do. So yeah, depending on your stock size and you needing to get a complete through cut, you'll have to move this fence up and down. I think there are 3 points. There are 3 points here, so you move it to the appropriate point to ensure that you cut all the way through. What else we got? Okay, we've got this bolt. This looks like a stop bolt actually, and that's to prevent you pushing that blade all the way through your own saw. So I presume that's factory set, but I would highly recommend making sure that that's set properly. Otherwise, you will be doing just that, cutting through your saw bed. What else got here? Oh yeah, we've got an Allen key, which is nicely tucked away there. Good. Push that back up. There we go. Chip tray. Turn that round so you can get a good look at it. So this chip tray, yeah, that's secure. And let's move that back a bit. And this is that round stock bar clamp that I showed you, and that fits straight over the top there, which is excellent. So if you've got round stock, you can move it up and down and it'll clamp it tightly in place. To be fair, it is a robust machine. It's well built, there's no doubt about that. Move that aside. So it's just, there you go. You see, it is an industrial machine, to say the least. We've got a massive spring here, but that's good because you don't want all the niceties of your Festool or your Bosch or your Makita, because the more refined it is, the more fragile it is. So when you're cutting great big lumps of metals like RSJ and what have you, and steel stock, you want it to be as tough as possible. Here in the UK, we say that it needs to be squaddy proof. So if it can withstand the rigours of soldiers on the battlefield, it'll be good enough for the building site. And I think this is just exactly that. It's one of those machines that will withstand that kind of use. Let's just turn that to one side. Now, what have we got here? So this is the blade. This comes with a metal blade. Take this, undo that, and then we've got full access to the blade to change it, which is excellent actually. It's, you know, some of these saws we get today are so complicated, they end up being too fragile for the site. And there is, I don't know if you can see it, and there's your blade lock or your spindle lock, whichever you prefer. We can put that in there. There, if we just press that, that locks the blade up nicely. So, yep, that's great. Strange, I was just looking on the side of the blade there. It says the blade is made in Japan, which is unusual. Normally they're made in the Far East, but Japan would not be my first guess at where this was made. So how's it look? Push. John, actually, it is an industrial machine that looks up to the task. So why don't we just take it out on site and test it, see if it will cut those RSJs and how well it does. It's got a lot of hard work to do, and fingers crossed it's exactly up to the job for which I bought it for. It's plugged in. Gloves, goggles, definitely got to wear your goggles because you don't want any of those bits getting in your eye, and ear defenders. Well, here goes. Well, I hope you agree, that is damn impressive. I haven't got the full cut. I'm going to have to turn that RSJ round. Oh, it's a pity, so we can see actually that this machine will not cut completely that size RSJ. So 200, so it's 205. That went through it like butter. So it's fair to say that, wow, I'm impressed with that. Really good machine. So pleased I bought it. That is so much quicker than running a disc cutter through it. I'll show you the RSJ once I've turned it over and finished off that cut. Hopefully we've lined up the blade relatively accurately, And we're just going to finish off that cut. As I said, it's obviously this is too big for it, so let's get on with it. There it is, it's cut that in half. It's not perfectly accurate, but it's good enough for what we need to do here, because as I say, I've got to weld it on top of these RSJ piers, and we'll trim that up, or if you like, smooth it off with a disc cutter, and it should be good to go. Great. So there we are, I cut two actually sections of RSJ. The first one was okay, the second one was a lot better. I managed to tidy it up, and there's a bit of jigging around, because I had to turn, as you can see, I had to turn this RSJ up on its end just to do the final two cuts. It's not a perfect cut through here, in other words, it's not a square 90, but that's my fault. The RSJ that I put in here was too large for the machine. But believe it or not, it is exactly what I need to do this particular job.